let's kick it off. A warm welcome to everyone. My name is Manuela Zira. I'm the Global H2Grow project lead. H2Grow is a World Food Program innovation. It is a portfolio of hydroponic solutions. So we want to go from reaching 20,000 people in 2020 to actually millions of users in the future. We want to achieve this with a community of people that share the same goal. And therefore, we wanted to bring together people that also engage in this space and are hydroponics experts, implementers, and also do research in this space.
My name is Mark. I'm a researcher at Fraunhofer IGV for integrated water management. So the reason why we're all here is that we want to grow food, and we want to grow food hydroponically. Organic nutrient solutions have the advantage that they can be sourced from plant and animal-based products. I wanted to give some examples on how to process nutrients as an inspiration, with a fermentation process with anaerobic digestion, compost being mixed up with water, and processing organic waste via worms and microbiology.
Melvin Medina. I work for FAO. Depending on the water sources, in some cases we need to apply more of some nutrients or less. This is an Excel with a lot of formulas, but it's very easy. Here we have to enter the water analysis result, and this is what we need to apply from the fertilizers.
I'm Georg Bornemann. I'm a researcher at the German Aerospace Center. I'm mainly developing recycling systems for space applications. And this is the view into my lab in Cologne. I'm more in the low-tech area. I built biofilters from commercial sewage tubing and commercial water tanks and barrels.
In the top half, you'll find the brainstorming table with 6 macronutrients and an additional column for others. The idea behind this is how can we replicate a hydroponic nutrient solution and make it also accessible to end users in the field all over the world.
On the road to our nutrient solution, we think about using compost and vermicompost. Then the material we need is quite easy to find.
My name is Lucrecia Bellido. I'm part of the H2Grow team, and I would like to introduce you to H2Grow's experience on the ground. We found that it was very important for us to exchange with our users to see how the project fitted in their context and to hear their ideas. So here, for instance, we had explained the basic technique of hydroponics, and a few weeks later we arrived to the house of this woman and we found this sort of structure already in place, and it was working really well.
I am Muayyad Al-Muslimani. I am researcher and international project manager at the University of Sheffield. Big store full of old mattresses, second-hand used mattresses, and he asked, can we use those mattresses to grow plants? So we train more than 1,000 refugees on how to grow plants using soil sculpture.
My name is Nicola Michelon. I'm currently PhD student in Bologna University. We developed in 2005 is called bottle system and are using as container for the plant bottles that you can find easily around in locally. The plants are growing inside a bottle, plastic bottle. The bottle are fixed to make a line of around 8-9 bottles each line.
From my personal experience, people have come up with very innovative ideas. I don't need to advise them. I just tell them, what do you think? This is the basic principle idea. This is the idea, what you can do. People are very innovative. Just give them a chance and don't tell them what to do.
I had to build actually with the beneficiaries different prototypes in order to realize which one was really the most convenient. It turned out that in my case in Djibouti, the NFT was actually more promising, less expensive than the floating trays. Even if you look for a lot of science on the books and you come out with very good ideas, you are in the actual situation, You had some time to make hard calls.
We built communal units with irrigation system, with a solar panel. And there, for instance, that you don't have technicians, the moment that one little piece breaks, it's difficult for the unit to work, because if I don't have the expertise and the tools, it depends on the context.
Everyone, before start a project, must have clear in mind which kind of system is the best one for that context. And this must be achieved only doing a lot of experiments.
It's very important to create also a community of practice between people which are implementing the technology in the field. So for example, people from Niger and Chad went to Algeria for training.
You have all this will to make it real, but you have a structural problem that the people here don't know anything about hydroponics. Internet is very deficient, so you cannot even trust on YouTube sharing. I mean, you just have to think of all these things, right? Like knowledge sharing is great, but you have to think of all the different contexts in which people work. Try to bring PhD students or researchers to train the university here to create this hydroponic culture, so that once that we are not here, WFP, Oxfam, the partners, that this is something that can stay in the country.
I sent the idea to him via YouTube videos. That's sort of the direction that I want to go in with dissemination of ideas, because that's just one of many thousands that are out there.
An idea can also be like a seed itself. If you plant it and give it to a lot of people, like some people just also have this attitude to like grabbing onto the idea and testing it, and they will also become your strongest ambassadors in the field if the right idea at the right time meets the right person, kind of. And I think this is also a story of a lot of people also in this room, right? Like all like just being very passionate about wanting to ensure that we can grow actually food in places that nobody would think that it's possible to grow there, right? When multiple people come together, like things just click and they happen and they can have a lot of impact. And that's basically what we're trying to also do here. So thank you very much for sharing that.
A lot of the feedback that we got was that once they use up all the nutrient solutions that we have provided them with, are very poor beneficiaries. It's difficult for them to get nutrient solutions and continue with the project. We thought this would be a good platform to raise this issue and hear from your expertise.
In case if there is no nutrient solution available, or there is restriction or limitation, you have to consider that there is some type of herbs and leafy green who doesn't require much nutrients, and we have to stick to that.
I visited quite a number of hydroponic farms in the West Bank, and I met a young Palestinian guy who was making his own nutrient solutions. He's a very entrepreneurial guy who was selling nutrient solutions in the West Bank to different hydroponic growers that he helped establish himself.
Valorization of organic waste material in nutrient solutions. I mean, it actually tackles two important issues: waste management and the hydroponic system and the nutrient solution.
You need to design your nutrient solution, even if it's not perfect.
Compost tea is part of Palestinian culture. And all of our farmers, they used to use it, is need to research with universities in order to know the contents and concentration and the percentages and what type of the composting material, raw material we are using.
From what we've heard from everyone, here are the challenges that I've been able to synthesize. So production of local nutrient solutions is not scalable. Communication tools are costly. Finding replicable recipes for nutrient solutions is challenging. Limited access to finance to buy inputs, limited access to markets, low understanding of hydroponic solutions among farming communities, locally relevant research is lacking, and farmer-to-farmer knowledge sharing is limited.
I believe it will be useful to listen to those small farmers who have converted to hydroponics, listen to them and see how they overcome all these challenges.
It's important to involve local institutions and local government at technical system level.
You need to identify people that can make that transition from the university to the farmer.
There is not a only one design applicable everywhere. We understood that there are several component order of problems that are not only technical, the social, the stakeholder, environmental, financial. I think that clearly are all connected.
I think something that addresses a couple of challenges is a compilation of these success stories and case studies, project references that go well, that can be then shared as a brochure or as an inspirational document to people in the field.
We want to sort of provide this platform where all of this knowledge can be just put into one place for everyone to access. And that is the H2Grow platform. It's all about this community training on sharing.